Hey, we're down at the old Waylock station at the Erie Extension Canal.
Right.
We're gonna check it out.
That's good.
Erie, Pennsylvania. So much history in one little place. But how did this once seemingly small shipbuilding community transform itself to what we see today? Let's take a look at these historic events tonight on Project Algerine.
All right. So we are down by 8th and Chestnut Street. This is where the passenger terminal area was for the old Erie Extension Canal. Opened up in 1844, closed down in 1871 was about the last time. This is really where a lot of activity happened back in the day. This right here, this lower level of the parking lot, you can see. This was all canal. Yeah, you can. What's interesting is you can always follow the sewer lines, and it actually will show you.
Sure.
Like the canal ran, I'm trying to point out here, the canal ran right about there,
Okay.
and it came right across here, and across the street here, and it actually went back behind there and behind those houses there and across 8th Street.
Okay.
So I'm gonna walk over there too.
So given that they still have, sewers and stuff, does it still get flooded or water? Or?
I think they probably, did away with that by putting in pretty good drainage around here and stuff. One interesting point though to make is that you had a bridge up here on 8th Street that crossed the street up here. And there talks about in the history books, talks about how the kids would come here and fish for chubs and stuff.
That's cool.
And we got like some dueling delivery guys here. Let's cross the street here. All right, so we'll take you up here. We're across the street, and oh great, now we got sirens coming. Never a dull moment. Okay, so up here is where the canal crossed originally. Somebody driving a chainsaw around. Okay, so right here is actually where the canal would have crossed. Okay, and then right on the other side of the street there, this area right there, that would have been what was called Glover's. There was another lock right there. You can see the elevation difference there is much higher. So there was a lock right there, and that's where a grocery store was. It was called Glover's. I'll see if I can put a picture up over the screen of that. Photograph was actually taken from over there, actually facing this way. But yeah, that was the old Glover's lock right there. Erie does have a lot of history. So most of these buildings were actually put in like kind of later on.
Okay.
This just became the probably the busiest place for about 6 years, really, before the railroads went in. So you figure 1844 to 1850, this area was just booming.
Well, for sure, because the canal was the central means of transportation.
Yeah.
Goods and people.
Right, it was about the only way you could get anywhere, really. So we'll walk up here too. I want to show you something too. And so up here is one of really, really historic houses, I think, in Erie. I believe it was a doctor originally owned this house up here.
Okay.
And then it became a funeral home for a while. And then over here was a cemetery. All up here.
There's a cemetery?
It was a cemetery, yeah. And they moved everybody, apparently, you know.
Okay, poltergeist.
Yeah, we hope. And anyway, that was this cemetery all the way to, I believe, like 7th Street and the next street over. I think that's Myrtle or whatever. But a very, very historic neighborhood right here.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a story about how the one of the trees back here back in the day had split. So they had put a bolt in one of the trees, and then when they filled in the canal, it pretty much, the bolt was like almost like eye level with you now. It used to be higher, it talks about. And
Sure.
so it's just kind of interesting.
If it was that true.
Well, no, it would have been back behind this house.
Oh, really?
Back here, yeah, and it's probably gone by now. I mean, but yeah, this was, here it is. This is the main passenger terminal area for the Erie Extension Canal. Fantastic. All right, let's go on to our next stop. We are down between 6th and 5th Street on Myrtle. We are right about where the Oliver and Bacon Canal mill was. This was a mill right here that crossed. I'll show you the place. But that's about where we're right here. I'll flip it around and we can go here. Okay. So we're walking down Myrtle Street here.
Right under 6th Street, yeah.
Yeah. And where these two houses are, this was about where the Oliver and Bacon mill was. I'll stop up here and see if I can try to line it up good for you. It's probably right about there, really. And the canal ran right over here, right next to it. It ran right across the street right here. And it was using power from the canal. Yeah, and if you notice too, like right here, you see all the drainage just kind of lines up in with where the canal path was still, because you got to figure it was the lowest point at that time. Another interesting fact is when they built this place up here back in the day, because the canal went right through there, it turned, it went up south that way. And apparently the basement in that building is really, really, it's got like some extra headroom on it because it's such a low point there.
Sure.
And it's also interesting too, is you can always see the elevation changes too.
Oh yeah.
So the canal would have came right through this parking lot, right across the street here, and then right by that tree across there before that house was there, and then it would have crossed into where is now the Gannon football field, and would have ran down, crossed over 4th Street and ran by the old Antlers pub, if you remember Antlers.
For sure. Oh yeah.
I don't know if you remember, Antlers always notoriously had water problems in their basement. The restrooms down there, you remember that? And now I know why, because they were right next to the old canal. Yeah.
It wasn't their fault. It was like hundreds of years ago.
Yeah, just seepage. Yeah. So yeah, this is a big canal spot too. All right. So yeah, let's head off to our next spot. This looks completely different now.
56.
Yeah. That's the new building there on the left. And we redid all that. But yeah. Great work, guys. That looks fantastic.
You talk topography, like, and you mentioned elevation and sunken lowest point, you can definitely tell that. I mean,
Yeah.
even though we have rolling hills, you know, you can definitely tell there are low.
Oh yeah. So it was right down here, right about where this driveway is here, where it crosses from, which is now Gannon's building over there, between 3rd and 4th, and right here. And the canal actually went this way. It does look like there's a fence there now. Yeah, so we'll if we can cross through. We'll give it a try. Okay, so after we hop the fence, yeah, after we jump the fence, hey, this is where the canal came right through here. There would have been a lock right around here. You can see the elevation difference between here and there.
Sure.
Much drops down a lot. And it lines up, but they actually have a map that shows where the locks are, and it's pretty much right within here. All right, we're gonna cross here. And we're walking pretty much the exact same path. Let's see if we can get through here without actually destroying anything. Okay. All right. Yeah, this is the exact path that the canal would have taken. Sometimes you could even still hear the water going through all these things right here, if you listen real closely.
Huh.
Yep, it still goes through. Okay, we were coming to the top of the bluff here, and this is where a series of locks would have been. It would have taken you down there. And let's see if I can zoom in a little. All right, so right up here is where, you know, the canal would have put everybody out. This low point right here is right where you can still kind of see, you know, this area's been dug out 1,000 times probably in the last, you know, 100 or so years.
Sure.
But this is where it all came out at, right here. And you can kind of see the depressions. We got a nice little bench sitting there, that's cute. But yeah, this is where all that material and your goods and wares and, you know, everything.
Yeah, the industry got built.
Yeah, everything came right through here, went through this area. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. All right, those trucks are probably driving everybody nuts with that sound. This is the Bayfront now.
Yeah.
And I think we're gonna go get a cheeseburger.
Yes.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
we're in a mood for a cheeseburger. They have great cheeseburgers right over there at Oliver's.
Yes, they do.
So that's where we're heading next. This that we're standing on here is part of Rufus Reed's dock.
Okay.
And Rufus Reed came on the very first ship, jumped on somewhere along the route, and wanted to be on the first one to come out here into the bay. And when they got to about the up by 8th and Chestnut area, they noticed that there was a boat ahead of them. which was filled with what they called a jollification party.
Okay.
A couple guys and a keg of beer.
Okay.
And they were ahead of them. And, you know, not wanting to be outdone, he, you know, got somebody to get off the boat and run ahead to the next lock and hold them up until they could get past and be the first boat to come out here.
The merriment must be put on pause.
Yep. I wanted to thank you guys for the views. We're now over 300,000 episodes have streamed. You guys have spent 30,000 hours watching Project Algerine videos, and we hear construction noise. Anyway, but we wanted to thank you. Thank you very much. Well, guys, thank you for joining us. Hopefully we'll see you guys again very soon. Bye.